My wife finally got pregnant with another man's child. She came home full of joy, ready to share the good news with me. But instead, she found the man she'd been living closely with for a month lying on our bed. She had no idea that after endless days of neglect, I had run out of hope and already left with our daughter far away because I was someone who had lived this life once before. In my past life, we grew up together and once swore to love each other forever. But everything changed after her best friend passed away. She promised to take care of her friend's husband and daughter. From then on, she worked outside and gave every penny of her $30 monthly salary to that man. They ate meat every meal and lived in luxury, while my daughter and I barely had anything to eat. Later, she was transferred to the city for work, but gave the 2 accompanying spots to her friend's husband and daughter. She said she'd come back for us once she settled in, but after she got there, she sent letters every month full of love and longing. Yet not a single cent ever arrived, and she never mentioned taking us there. Until one day my daughter fell seriously ill. I begged along the streets and made my way into the city with her. On a snowy night, I finally saw her again. Just as I stepped forward, her men kicked me to the ground. I saw her glowing with wealth, smiling warmly with that man and his daughter. And in that moment, I realized she had already formed a new family with them. In the end, my daughter and I froze to death in the snow, given a second chance. I secretly filed for a forced divorce without telling her. Just one more month, and I could leave with my daughter for good. But my daughter hoped I'd give her mother one more chance, so we made a bet. If the first thing she did after coming home was go to that man's house, my daughter would leave with me without complaint. My daughter agreed. Sure enough, the first thing she did when she got back was take bags full of goods to that man's house. She gave him her full stipend and food coupons, bought new clothes and snacks for his daughter, but when she came home, her hands were empty, not even a piece of candy for her own child. Then the man came over again, saying his daughter was cold and couldn't sleep, asking to borrow a blanket. She panicked instantly. Even though I kept saying our daughter had a cold and needed the quilt too, she still gave away the only warm blanket we had. And just to be sure, she left us again to go take care of his daughter. That night, our daughter's fever wouldn't go down. I carried her to ask for help, but the neighbors told me she had already taken that man and his daughter to the hospital, so I ran all the way there, only to find she had arranged the best room for the other child and stayed to care for her all night. While I couldn't even afford $2 for medicine, in the end, I had to trade our wedding ring to pay for treatment. The next day, that man came to our door again, asking me to let my wife give him another child. He said his daughter had leukemia and needed stem cells from a newborn's cord blood to survive. Even my wife thought the request was too much, but the man kept begging, saying the girl was his only memory of her mother, and if anything happened to her, he wouldn't know how to go on. Before my wife could reply, I said yes because I knew full well the girl never had leukemia, but in this life I was done with her. Whatever she chose to do had nothing to do with me anymore. After seeing my approval, she agreed to have a baby for that man. In the following days, she stayed at their house until a month later. I received the official divorce certificate. Without hesitation, I packed up everything and disappeared from her world with our daughter.